ever wandered into a coffee shop and seen something like this up on the shelf? Maybe you were in a hipster's kitchen and it was left conspicuously on the side next to a fedora. You ever wonder what the heck it is and what the hell it does? It's a what? A V60 pour-over filter coffee brewer. Isn't that a bit sciencey, a bit complicated, a little bit weird? If these or similar questions have ever popped into your head, you've probably come to the right place. With the help of this video, you'll be the ones with the answers to these questions, and you'll be the ones brewing delicious, affordable coffee at home, in your house, as to why you were lurking in a hipster's kitchen. The V60 pour-over coffee brewer. This particular one is made by Hario, a Japanese company that started out making heat-proof glassware for science labs back in the 1920s. Later, in the 1950s, they invented this type of coffee brewer once they saw there were big bucks to be made in the new and booming homewares market. Pour over, well, that just describes the method we use to pour boiling water directly over the coffee bed. And this style of coffee making was really underappreciated until around 2004, hipsters, and then went absolutely nuts around 2019. Pandemic, lockdown, and the dawning of the fourth wave of coffee making, home coffee making. Why V? It's the shape of the brewer. Why 60? Well, the shape or angle, of that brewer is 60 degrees. And what are these ribs all about? They help lift the filter paper away from the sides of the brewer just enough to ensure the perfect flow rate, helping to make a more delicious cup. Now, there are literally dozens of warrens of rabbit holes to fall down around the science of making pour-over coffee. What's the perfect grind particle size? How hot should the water be? Should I pulse my pour? More on that later. Or just dump all the water in? How should I cock my wrist? On it goes. But look, we're all different. Variety is still the spice of life, and coffee roasters and coffee gurus alike generally encourage experimenting with the variables of your own brew to achieve the taste that you like. That's part of the fun, right? Trying different coffees and varying light and dark roast types, following new recipes. And this isn't the only type of pour-over set you can get. There's loads of different shapes and sizes from loads of different manufacturers. In this video, we want to show you an easy to use, easy to remember one cup recipe using a fairly basic technique that will hopefully send you off on your very own pour-over journey and make us here at the Sneaky Grind very proud of you. To make a V60 filter coffee at home, you will need a brewer and a server. We got this set from this new little company here in Australia. What are they called? Oh, they're called Amazon. It's the Hario V60 starter set. And for $45.27, 27 cents, is that right? You get a plastic V60 brewer and this nice retro looking server. You also get a packet of papers and a coffee scoop. Personally, maybe a bit weirdly, I don't really like tools for coffee or cooking where plastic comes into direct contact with what I'm consuming, especially when it's heated up. I read some article about petrochemicals once that gave me anxiety. Anyway, it's not plastic's fault, it's just me. Let us know in the comments what freaks you out. So, with that in mind, we also bought a ceramic brewer. This is the same shape, it's made by Hario again, and it's the O2 size. The O2 on the side means 2 cup size, but it's still absolutely fine for a 1 cup brew. We'd recommend using the O2 size paper though. You can also get stainless steel brewers, and they also make stoneware ones now as well. A kettle. These gooseneck kettles are great for this type of coffee making. This is our cafe one. I don't have one of these at home, but I find my regular kettle gets the job done just fine, thanks. Sort of. Scales. These are really essential, especially if you want to work to a precise recipe. You're also going to need a chopstick. Haven't got a chopstick? A pen will also work. It's that anxiety again. Before we show you just what to do with that chopstick, we'd like a quick word if we can. We love making these videos and we want to make more. And so far, all your comments about our new little channel have been so positive and really, really lovely. So if you can, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos that we might make. And if you get a second, give this video a like. It really does help tickle along the old algorithms. And gets us in front of a much broader audience. Thanks very much, and back to the video. Okay, let's crack on and make a delicious cup of pour-over coffee. Like I said, we'll keep it simple, but there are a few numbers plus some tips and tricks that you'll probably want to make a note of. Using coarser or finer ground coffee to create differing degrees of resistance between the hot water being introduced up top and then sweet tasting coffee coming out the other end is a fundamental principle of coffee making, really. From espresso machines, stovetops to plungers and percolators, and it's equally important with the V60 pour-over coffee. I've already ground my coffee on our beloved EK43 grinder using the number 7 grind size. We've also made a list of suitable ballpark rough grind size settings for some other popular home grinders. They should appear here. Now my water has just come into the recommended maximum of 89 degrees Celsius now, and while it does, we'll get ourselves ready because pour over coffee is all action, baby. We're going to use Honor Coffee's own recipe for this brew, but with some of our own tweaks. We have 20 grams of coffee and we'll be using 300 grams of water, which is a 1:15 brew ratio. We'll be pouring that water in 5 separate 60-gram pours with a 10-second gap in between. This is known as pulsing. The first pour is called a bloom, and it's where the agitation or the lifting up and soaking of the grounds begins. It also releases the carbon dioxide that got trapped inside the coffee during roasting. Releasing these gases helps generate a better overall flavour. There'll be a twist, so keep watching. To prep the filter paper, we simply fold it along the seam, open it up and place it inside the brewer. Then we soak it with hot water to wash away any papery flavour that we definitely don't want going in our finished cup. This also heats up the server below. Quick hack from the legendary Lance Hendrick: preheating the brewer is an important step when making pour-over coffee. Sitting the brewer on top of your open kettle while it's warming up keeps it nice and toasty until you're ready to brew. Love your work, Lance. Our coffee goes in, and now the moment you've all been waiting for, the chopstick comes into play. Filterus V60. We use it to create a divot or well in the middle of our coffee bed. Using a thin object like this wooden chopstick or a plastic pen allows us to shape a well without tamping the grounds down like we might do if we stuck a finger in there. Well, I mean, if you really have to, I guess. The well helps to ensure that all our coffee grounds come into contact with the water. Let's pour! First, the bloom. 60 grams of water using a circular motion from the inside out. And now the twist. Well, actually, it's more of a spin, and it really helps lift the coffee bed and soak those grounds. Let that sit for 30 seconds, the bubbles of those gases being released. Now our second pour will take us up to 120 grams. Outside to inside this time, no more twists. Wait 10 seconds. Third pour to 180 grams. Wait another 10 seconds. Fourth pour to 240 grams now. Final 10 seconds. Fifth and final pour to 300 grams. Whew. Real sweating. We allow the coffee to filter through now, and the whole brewing process has taken 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So a fun aspect of black coffee, especially filter coffee, are the different flavour notes that reveal themselves as the coffee cools. There's no rush. We can allow the last few drips to drip, have a quick clean up, and then enjoy the brew. If you followed our recipe and made your own version at home, let us know in the comments how it came out and what tricks you used. There are so many recipes and techniques out there, not to mention excellent coffee roasters making a huge variety of different offerings from all over the world. Hopefully this video gives you a good foundation to build your own future recipes on.
What are you doing in my kitchen, man?